Good morning, students of class 4th. Students, I'm sure all of you are happy and healthy. Students, in my last video, I had written and explained exercise A of Grammarly of lesson 9, Unusual Friends, which was based on conjunctions. And in that exercise, we have learned the use of yet, while, and unless. Yet, while, and unless are the three conjunctions, and I'm sure now you all can use these three words to join sentences, words, or phrases. Now, children, today I'm going to start with the punctuation exercise of Grammarly, that is exercise B. So, all of you, please take out your Wordsworth English Reader book. Turn the page to page number 83. Children, please take out your Wordsworth English Reader book. Turn the page to page 83, exercise B of Grammarly of lesson 9, Unusual Friends. Students, exercise B is based on punctuation. And if you can look at the pink box given on page 83, today, what we are going to learn is about the interrogation mark and the exclamation mark. Now, we all know that a question ends with an interrogation mark. So, the question mark is also known as the interrogation mark. Interrogative sentences means the questions, and interrogative marks mean the question mark. Clear? And this is the exclamation mark, and we put the exclamation mark in the exclamatory sentence. That is, after each interjection, we use this exclamation mark. So this is the question mark, which is also known as the interrogative mark, whereas this is the exclamation mark, which we use after interjection in an exclamatory sentence. Now, children, the interrogation mark is used instead of full stop at the end of sentence that asks questions. हमें पता है कि सेंटेंस या तो फुल स्टॉप से एंड होते हैं, या क्वेश्चन मार्क से एंड होते हैं, या एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क से. तो जो क्वेश्चंस हैं उनके एंड में हम क्या लगाते हैं बेटा? क्वेश्चन मार्क. दैट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज द इंट्रोगेशन मार्क. Now, for example, what are you doing with those books? This is a question. So, we'll end this sentence with an interrogative mark. That's a question mark. Now, the exclamation mark is used in sentences which show sudden emotions or wish. वो sentences जिनसे हमारी sudden emotions या wish का पता लगे, उनके end में हम exclamation mark लगाते हैं. For example, oh, what a lovely surprise. ओ क्या है? इंटरजेक्शन है, क्योंकि उससे हमारी सडन फीलिंग एक्सप्रेस हो रही है. एंड आफ्टर इंटरजेक्शन चिल्ड्रन वी यूज द एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क. देन द नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल इज मे यू लिव 100 years. दिस इज अ विश. जब हम कोई इच्छा करते हैं, है ना, विश करते हैं, तो वो भी हमारी, अभी ये तो हमें पता है कि हम जो सेंटेंसेस से हमारी फीलिंग्स एक्सप्रेस होती है उनके आगे हम एक्सक्लेमेटरी मार्क लगाते हैं. बट वो सेंटेंसेस जिनसे हमारी विश, कोई हमारी इच्छा है, वो हम एक्सप्रेस करते हैं, तो उनके एंड में भी हम एक्सक्लेमेटरी मार्क लगाते हैं. क्लियर? नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ आवर एक्सरसाइज बी, व्हिच इज बेस्ड ऑन punctuation. And exercise B, children, has to be done in your English notebook. So all of you please take out your English notebooks. Exercise B is insert exclamation marks or interrogation marks wherever necessary. So in these sentences, we need to use either the interrogative mark or the exclamatory mark as per the requirement. And the first sentence, children, is what a fire raged in the city that night. Fine. Now, we will rewrite this sentence using the correct punctuation. Now, यहाँ पे हमारी feeling हम इस sentence में express कर रहे हैं. So, what a fire raged in the city that night. At the end, we put an exclamation mark. So, put an exclamation mark at the end of this sentence. Since this is, we are expressing about something, what a fire raged in the city that night. So, at the end, we need to put an exclamation mark. Then the second one. What have you picked up what have you picked up from the fair? Fair means mela. Fair at Janpat. Janpat is a market in Delhi. Now, what have you picked up from the fair at Janpat? This is a question. So, we need to rewrite the sentence again using the interrogative mark. And we write, what have you picked up from the fair at Janpat? At the end, question mark. This is a question, so we'll put a question mark at the end. Okay. Now the third one. Oh. Now this is an interjection. Fine. This expresses our feeling. Oh, what a disaster this is. Clear? Now, O is an interjection. So, after the word O, we'll put an exclamation mark. O word से हमारा sudden emotion या feeling express हो रही है. Fine? So, O interjection है, तो इसके बाद exclamation mark, then W's of what will become capital. What a disaster this is. At the end, full stop. Fine? So, I hope all of you have written these 3 sentences neatly in your English notebook. Again, I'll revise. What a fire raged in the city that night. At the end, you need to put an exclamation mark because this is an exclamatory sentence. Second, what have you picked up from the fair at Janpat? This is a question, so we need to put an interrogation mark. That means a question mark at the end of the question. Third, oh, what a disaster that this is. After O, since O is an interjection, we'll put an exclamation mark after O. then W will be capital of what? And at the end, full stop. Fine. So I hope all of you have done. So now I'm going to erase these 3 sentences and write the 4th one, children. Okay. Now the 4th one. Long live the king. Now, in this sentence, we are expressing a wish. हम अपनी एक इच्छा express कर रहे हैं. So, we need to put an exclamatory sentence at the end. So, we'll write, long live the king, and after king, we'll put an exclamation mark. Clear? Then, the next sentence, that is the last sentence. When will you go to Delhi? Now, this is a question. This is an interrogative sentence. When will you go to Delhi? So, what do we need to do? At the end of this sentence, we need to put a question mark. Questions are known as interrogative sentence, and we always end a question with a question mark or an interrogative mark. Question mark को हम interrogative mark भी बोलते हैं. So, our sentence will be, when will you go to Delhi? At the end, question mark. So with this, we have completed our exercise B of grammar Glee. Again, I'll revise both these sentences, then I'll erase and start with the next exercise. The 4th sentence is a wish. And if we wish something, if we express our wish, we need to put an exclamatory mark at the end of the sentence. So our sentence is, long live the king. We wish long life of the king. So at the end we'll put an exclamation mark. Then the 5th one. When will you go to Delhi? This is a question or an interrogative sentence. So we'll end with a question mark or an interrogation mark. Clear? Now I hope all of you know the use of the exclamation mark and the interrogation mark. Interrogation marks are nothing but question marks. तो सबको पता ही है कि question के end में हम question mark use करते हैं. Clear? Now children, let's start with the creative writing. And creative writing is the story writing, page number 84, 85. Now children, all of you please turn to page 84. Be creative. Look at the pictures given below and complete the story in your own words. You may also add a suitable title and opening lines. Fine. Now all of you can see 6 pictures on page number 84 and 85. 6 pictures. 4 pictures 84 page में है and 2 pictures 85 में. Now what do we need to do? We need to look at the pictures carefully and 4 pictures के नीचे कुछ line story की है and we need to complete the story in our own words looking at the picture. So in the first picture, what can you all see? First picture में हम क्या देख रहे हैं? What is written? Every evening, children used to play in the giant's garden. Up, this is a garden which belongs to a giant, है ना? And you can see there's a garden and children are playing happily in the garden, and this particular garden, it belongs to a giant. So every evening children used to play in the giant's garden. Now look at the second picture. What can you see? The giant is there. सबको giant दिख रहा है, and the children, they are running away. One day the giant came back. हो सकता है giant नहीं हो तो children वहाँ खेलते हो. But one day what happened? The giant, he came back. He scared the children. Scare करना, डरा देना. He scared the children and the children ran away. तो second picture में हम क्या देख रहे हैं? पहले पिक्चर में तो giant was out, so the children were happily playing in the garden. And in the second picture, what do we see? That the giant has come back and he scared the children and the children are running away. बच्चे भागते हुए दिख रहे हैं. Now look at the third picture. Spring came. All the flowers and trees outside the garden bloomed. However, all the plants were dry inside the garden. अब हमको पिक्चर में क्या दिख रहा है कि गार्डन के अंदर के जितने भी ट्रीज और प्लांट्स थे वो सूख गए, वेरेज जो गार्डन के बाहर के थे, स्प्रिंग सीजन में तो फ्लावर्स ब्लूम करते हैं, ट्रीज आर लेडन विद फ्रूट्स, बट व्हाट हैपेंड, जायंट का जो गार्डन था उसके सारे पेड़ पौधे ड्राई हो गए एंड आउटसाइड एवरीथिंग वाज ब्लूमिंग. नाउ लुक एट द fourth picture. What can you see? The giant is sitting under his tree in the garden. Okay. The giant was very upset. Now what do you mean by upset? Upset means sad. Giant बहुत sad हो गया. He looked at the children playing outside the garden and he saw कि जो बच्चे हैं वो गार्डन के उसके गार्डन में नहीं खेल रहे, क्योंकि उसके गार्डन में तो उसने बच्चों को डरा के भगा दिया था. तो बच्चे कहाँ खेल रहे हैं? Outside the garden. Now look at page number 85, the fifth picture. Fifth picture में हमको क्या दिख रहा है? You can see the giant and he is calling the children, क्योंकि जहां बच्चे खेल रहे थे वहां फ्लावर्स से स्प्रिंग सीजन में फ्लावर्स ब्लूम करते हैं, ट्रीज आर लेडन विद फ्रूट्स, तो वो नहीं है. सो फिफ्थ पिक्चर के नीचे दिस एक्सरसाइज हैज टू बी रिटन इन द बुक इटसेल्फ. फिफ्थ पिक्चर के नीचे आप लिखोगे he called all the children. जाइंट ने सारे बच्चों को बुलाया and insisted them. insisted वर्ड अभी हमने पढ़ा है unusual friends lesson में, जोड़ देना. insisted them to play in his garden. There are 4 lines and you can easily write these sentences on the 4 lines given in your book, page number 85 below picture number 5. यहाँ पे आप ये lines लिखो. He called all the children and insisted them to play in his garden. Fine. ये आप कहाँ लिखोगे? यहाँ पे 5th picture के नीचे. Now let's look at the last picture, the 6th picture. Now what happened? When the giant called the children, बच्चे देखो फिर से उसके गार्डन में खेलने लग गए. So we write the children happily agreed मान गए, agreed and started playing in his garden. अब जब बच्चे खेलने लग गए तो क्या हुआ? The trees and the flowers in his garden started blooming too. फिर जो उसके गार्डन में ट्रीज और प्लांट्स जो सूख रहे थे वो वापस ब्लूम करने लग गए. Started blooming 2. TOO means again यहाँ पे the giant was also happy. Fine. तो ये आप 6 पिक्चर के नीचे लिखेंगे. You write below the 6 picture. Fine. There are 4 lines and you draw 2 more lines and you write. And this we have completed the story. What have we written below the 6 picture? The children happily agreed and started playing in his garden. The trees and the flowers in his garden started blooming too. The giant was also happy. So with this we have completed the story. Now one more thing left. अभी इस हमें स्टोरी का एक टाइटल देना है ना. सो इसका टाइटल होगा स्टोरी का we'll write the selfish giant. We'll give this title the selfish giant. Title is the heading of the story. हमको स्टोरी का नाम देना होगा. तो क्या हमने नाम दिया? The selfish giant. So with this children, we have completed our lesson 9, Unusual Friends. That's all for today. Do complete all the exercises, read the lesson and learn the taught exercises. That's all for today. Thank you children. Have a good day ahead.